Yo, what's good guys, Helios here. So let's jump right into this story. So this story takes place in 2019, and it all started off as a completely normal night. I was in my bed on my phone, and I was swiping on Tinder. Now guys, if you don't know what Tinder is, even though I'm sure a lot of you pretty much do, Tinder is an app where you can find love, date, hook up, all that type of stuff. So about half an hour into swiping on Tinder, I ended up matching with this one girl. Let's call her Emily. So after matching with Emily, we started talking and everything was going normal. Everything seemed completely fine. So fast forward a few days later, Monday morning, I get up, I check my phone, I do my basic normal morning routine, and I've got a message from Emily on Tinder asking for my Snapchat. So I sent it to her, she adds me, I add her straight back, and then I proceed to go on my day. Now, at this time, I was still in school, so I was on the way to Monday morning, first period of English. And about halfway through that class, I get a message on Snapchat from Emily, and it's a video message. Now, I can only describe this video as something you should never really send to somebody you matched with Tinder in a few days prior to this, because this video was something you should really only send to your significant other. So immediately after opening this and seeing what it was, I close it, I message her, "Did you mean to send me that video on Snapchat?" And she was like, "Yeah, I thought it would be a nice way to start your morning off." I was like, "Right, okay, please don't send me stuff like that again, especially when I'm in class. Like, any other time would have been good, but I'm in class right now, you know this, please don't send me that type of stuff." Now, it wasn't like this girl was older than me, she was my age, so she was also in class. So she had sent me this while she was supposed to be in class, and that was the maddest thing about this. So after that, I don't touch my phone for the rest of the day. I'm like, you know what? She's being a bit weird, so I'm just going to leave my phone for the rest of the day. So fast forward to the end of the day, I finally open my phone again, and I shit you not, I have got over 1,000 individual Snapchat notifications from Emily. Now, basically, immediately after seeing this, I block Emily on absolutely everything. Like, there's not a single platform I didn't block her on. And I thought that was the end of it. I thought that was the end of this story. But no, keep listening. It's not quite the end just yet. So fast forward a few days later, after I blocked her on everything, I'm with my friends, we're at the skate park, we're chilling out, we're smoking weed, and I get a message on Instagram from a random account. And all the message is a photo of me and my friends smoking weed, riding our BMXs, chilling out at the skate park, and it looks like it's taken from behind us. So I'm high, my friends are all high, we're all really fucking freaked out and paranoid about this. So we ended up just leaving. We just left the skate park. We ended up going back to my friend's house. Let's call him Josh. We ended up going back to Josh's. And we continue to smoke weed, chill out, because we're thinking, right, okay, I've not had any more messages. I've not had any more, friend requests. I've not had any more photos sent to me of us leaving or anything. And we thought this was over. Because I generally thought in that moment that it was just one of my friends messing with me. Of course, it wasn't one of my friends messing with me. It was Emily. Emily had made a completely new Instagram account to basically start stalking me. And how do I know she started stalking me? Because everywhere I would go out, whether it be my friends, my family, or it be at school, she would send me photos and videos of me hanging out with my friends or just basically going about my life. Now, I just kept ignoring them. I didn't message her back. I just kept ignoring them over and over and over. After a few days of having all these photos and videos sent to me of me hanging out with my friends and going places, they just suddenly stop. And they stop for a good amount of time, like about 3 to 4 months. After about the first or second month, I'm thinking, okay, she's finally done. She no longer has interest in this, and she's stopped. Just after the 4th month ends, I get a notification from that account, and it's a photo of me in my house just chilling out in my living room. So after seeing this, I completely block the account. I lock all the doors, close all the windows, lock them, close all the blinds, and I just shut myself in. This girl has officially lost her mind. So fast forward a few days later of not hearing anything. It's my final day of school, it's graduation, and I'm chilling out with all my friends, saying goodbye to them, and I get another message from a different account. I'm thinking, this cannot be Emily. This has to be one of my school friends who's just made a new Instagram and has added me. This can't be Emily. This can't be. And it's a photo of me and my friends facing downwards. Like, it's taken from an upward angle. Now, the only place in my school where you could physically take a photo like that was from the 2nd level. Up the stairs, I confront him like, "Why are you here? Why are you at my school? Why are you taking photos of me? Please stop stalking me. Please just leave me alone. Because if you don't, I'm going to call the police." So she smiles at me, nods her head, and then she leaves for about 20 seconds, comes back around the corner with her bag, and runs up to me, grabs me by the throat, kind of choking me a little, kisses me, and then just runs away. And then about 20 seconds later, after she leaves, a teacher comes round the corner and goes, hey, are you Helios? I'm like, yeah, I'm Helios. He's like, we just got a report from a random girl saying you sexually assaulted her. I'm like, what? Because in this moment, I'm completely dumbfounded. I'm like, first of all, I'm the one that's just been sexually assaulted by this chick, by this random girl. And I start describing the girl. And he's like, yeah, that's her. I'm like, right, yeah, that's my stalker. He's like, what? Like, now at this point, she's been stalking me for a few months at this point. He's like, oh, okay. And then he just leaves. I'm like, what? Are you not going to ask if I'm okay or anything? He didn't even ask if I was fine. So after this day, I don't get any messages. I don't see her again for a few months until I start college. Now in the UK, you start college after you leave secondary, or you can go to sixth form, which is basically like kind of like a weird version of college, but most people choose college over sixth form, at least I did. So first day of college, I get there, I find my class, and we're having like this induction tour thing. Now halfway through the tour, I see my stalker. I see Emily in the caf, and she comes up to me and she's like, hey Helios, how you been? And I'm like, hi stalker, how have you been? I've been great without you. And then my friends come over and go, hey, who's this? I'm like, hey, this is Emily, my stalker. Like, what? You have a stalker? I'm like, yep. And she's like, I'm not his stalker, I'm his friend. And me and my friends just leave. And my friends start dying with laughter about the fact that I've got a stalker and that she now goes to the same college as me. Fast forward a few days after seeing her. I'm leaving college. It's a Friday. I'm leaving. It's end of the first week. And I'm about to literally get on my moped and ride away. And as I've got the keys in the ignition, I'm about to literally go, I hear footsteps behind me. Like loud running footsteps. And I turn around and of course it's Emily. She grabs my keys out the ignition, turns it off, takes them out, and has them in her hand. I take them out. I'm like, yo, give me my keys back. What the hell? She's like, you can have these back when we're done talking. I'm like, no, give me my keys back right now and I'll talk to you. Because I didn't want her to have my keys. Like, my keys had my moped keys, my lock, my house keys, like all my important keys that were on that key ring. She's like, okay, as long as you promise to talk with me, I'll give you these back. I'm like, I promise I will have a conversation with you. I was like, okay, if I just talk with this girl for like 5-10 minutes, she'll go. She won't bother me again, right? But no. My dumbass should have thought better about this and just taken them from her. So she gives me them back and we start talking. She's like, hey, so I saw you talking with a girl today at lunch. And I'm like, yeah? What about it? She's like, yeah, don't do that again because I don't think you're going to be seeing her for a couple of days now. I'm like, what? She's like, oh, don't worry about it. And then she just goes. She just leaves. She just fucks off. And I'm like, what the actual hell is going on? So I get home and I message the girl I was talking to at lunch on Snapchat because she gave me her snap. And I was like, hey, are you good? Like, are you okay? Are you safe? And she's like, yeah, why wouldn't I be? I was like, because I have a stalker and my stalker goes to our college and she came up to me and said that I'm not going to be seeing you for a few days and kind of insinuated that she was going to hurt you or she'd hurt you or something. So before I continue with the story, let's call the girl I was talking with at lunch Caitlin. So Caitlin's like, no, I'm completely fine. Wait, who's your stalker? So I proceed to describe my stalker to her and I say her first name. She's like, wait, do you mean Emily? And then she says her last name. I'm like, yep, that's her. She's like, oh, that's my best friend. Do you want me to have a talk with her about this? I'm like, if you could, it'd be really great. So I don't hear anything from Caitlin and I don't hear anything from Emily. So fast forward to Monday. I get to college, I get in the caf, I see them both. Someone runs up to me and goes, hey, Helios, Emily wants to say sorry to you about stalking you and stuff. Is that okay? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. So then Emily comes over, apologizes for stalking me and being really, really, really creepy all the time. 2 weeks, I don't hear anything at all from Emily. And me and Caitlin ended up getting really close and we ended up dating. A few weeks after we got together, we ended up breaking up. And the reason was we just weren't compatible. We just realized we weren't compatible. We were better off as friends. And she's still my friend to this day. I still have Caitlin as a friend to this day. And she's a really awesome friend. Fast forward 3 days after the breakup with Caitlin, I get a message on Instagram from another account. and it's from Emily. She's like, hey, I heard you broke up with Caitlin. Do you want to go out with me? I'm like, no, I don't want to go out with you. She's like, why? I'm like, you stalked me for almost a full year. No way am I going out with you. She's like, oh, okay. And then proceeds to constantly send me messages and videos and snaps of me while I'm at college. And I'm like, you know what? No, that's it. I'm finally fucking done with this crap. So I get a restraining. After the restraining order was filed, I didn't hear a single thing from Emily ever again, and I still haven't to this day. So guys, I guess the moral of this story is, don't be like Emily, don't start stalking people, don't be creepy. So guys, that's my story of my insane Tinder stalker. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please leave a like and a comment and subscribe. And if you do, please turn the notification bell on. It does help out dramatically. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Peace out.